Okay. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nikki Duffy from choosingfortoday.com, a life coach, property investor, and energy healing facilitator. And I've got with me today the lovely Matt. Matt, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, yes. My name is Matt, or Matthew Bochsler, and I'm an access consciousness facilitator. And basically what that means for those folks of you out there who haven't heard of that is I facilitate you and being you and having everything that's easy for you that you may have forgotten.
Very cool.
A lot of this we'll do through classes and one-on-ones, and any way I can get it out there, just create a little bit of change for you. I'm here for it.
Fantastic. And you also do a lot of Zooms and webinars as well, is that right?
I do a pretty regular amount of online webinars just so people can get the change they need, because there's a lot. I mean, how much change is going on the globe?
Yeah.
How many of us are just like, I don't know how to deal with this? So
Yeah.
get a lot of those out there, on money or family or relationship or any of the regular sorts of things that used to be all pretty contained, and now we're all over the map.
Excellent. So location is no barrier. The magic of the web, everyone can access you and find out your good stuff. So I've got a couple of questions for you, if that's okay, to find out a little bit about how you started in being an access consciousness certified facilitator, and what brought you to this work.
Yeah, thanks for that question. It was about 10 years ago when I was a Microsoft engineer for many years, very successful, enjoyed my work, really enjoyed technology, and I pretty much had everything that I had targeted to have in my life. The 2 cars and 2 dogs and 2 houses and 2 of everything, etc. And once I actually got to those goals, if you will, I realized I was incredibly unhappy.
Wow.
And I hadn't noticed that before because I was so busy trying to reach these goals. And at that point, I was just like, wow, universe, please give me a purpose that's bigger than this, or I don't want to be here anymore. And that would have been Christmas 2008. And it wasn't a couple days later, I bumped into a friend of a friend, and the next thing you know, I was at an Access Consciousness introduction class. And when I acknowledged the energy, I was like, wow, this is the energy of beyond what I was thinking about. And I left happy that night. So it's open up reading more from there.
Okay, cool. So you've been in Access for 10 years then?
Pretty close. Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
So I'm just looking down at the questions I've got here. So what reservations did you have, if any, about taking the plunge and becoming a Access Consciousness certified facilitator and helping people, teaching classes and helping people in a big way?
Well, being a little bit OCD and ADD about everything through my life, I was just like, wow, look at the big shiny possibility, grab it. And I took it. So I didn't really have any reservations because I had nothing to lose. The regular ramifications of this reality, relationship, money, sex, family, all that was in place. So I was like, wow, this could outcreate everything I've ever asked for. And that was exactly what I asked the universe for. I was like, can we please create beyond this? I am so depressed, I want to die. And it literally showed up in the kindest, most caring way. From that, I was like, wow, I wonder how many other people would like to have this kind of change, but they just don't know it's possible. And that was really the passion that drove my desire to, make it a life for myself.
Okay, I like it. So what would you say were the biggest obstacles that you had to overcome to get where you are now with your thriving business?
That's actually pretty easy. The biggest obstacles were letting go of who I decided I was,
Wow. Yeah.
so that I could actually become who I hadn't been before. And, I was a savvy businessman, and I was very male, if you wish, for lack of a better term, and, living from a masculine edge and so forth, and doing the right thing that you do when you have a man body. And then letting go of all that in this society of what was really right for me. And I received a lot of validation that was right. It took a few years before I realized, wow, I'm moving forward, but it's not fast enough for me. And I had to let go of that. And when I did that, those obstacles of everything I projected I am, once they were pushed to the side, then I became, a much more kind and caring person, and able to really reach everybody, because, nobody wants to just go hang out with a feminine energy or a male energy or a masculine energy, right? They want it all. We're a bunch of procreative weirdos when it comes down to it, for fuck's sake. Can I say for fuck's sake? I did.
No.
Okay.
Don't fucking swear, and that's
Okay. No more fucking swearing. I got it. You have to tell me once.
Yeah, so that's really interesting, because so often it is getting out of our own way and letting go of the points of views that we do have about who we are and what we're supposed to be, can be a huge obstacle to really becoming more of who we actually be.
That is so true. I mean, the element of I think if I could tell the world one thing that would actually, I would have told myself if I were to go 10 years into the future and talk back to myself, would be, what if all the things that were right about you, you could just like loosen your grip on them and let them drift a bit, let them go.
Wow.
To see what's actually beyond them. Because those are the things that most of the time, about 1% of the people without tools are ever even going to look at, yet change. And if I had done that, I'd be 2 years ahead into the future already.
Yeah, because we understand, and perhaps the seekers of the world are looking to let go of the negativity and the stuff that they don't like about themselves, but the stuff we've decided is right about ourselves, the stuff we're deciding is good and right, that's so much harder to let go and allow space to explore what could be more, the possibilities that go beyond that.
Exactly. In fact, anything I'm facilitating with anyone or any group, Nikki, often it's stuck by what's right about them. What's right about them is actually often the energetic element that if they shifted it, it'd be a landslide change really quick. But what does that mean for most people? That means you have to let your life fall apart, because everything that's built upon that rightness you've made you is going to need to change. And once your reality starts to fall apart, you fall together. It's so easy. Oh, it's just getting there. Sometimes it's interesting.
I'm glad you said about falling apart is also, once you allow it to fall apart, it can fall together and be a lot, be easy. A lot of us were so afraid to let go and allow the unraveling of everything, because we don't know what's beyond that, and that's the beauty of access. It's like, it's okay, you don't need to know what's beyond that. What if you could what if you could be supported and know that you have the tools and you have your own back and the universe has your back, and that no matter how much it feels like things are falling apart, they could actually be falling together in an easy way.
Well put. Yeah. I concur, Doctor.
So before I started recording, we were talking a little bit about some of the issues that clients come to you with. And my question is, what's the most frequent client challenge, and how do you help resolve it?
Well, you know, it seems to go in waves, but the most current wave of the last couple of years is really these people come to me and they're just, I can just sense they are so chock full of possibilities, but the one thing that many of them are hanging their hat out on is money. And so money was always pretty easy for me. So I never really focused on it. Like, yeah, whatever. Money come, shows up. Be happy, it shows up. But nobody else was having that ease. And so it's just as of about 6 months ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to do what's easy for me and give people some ease with money. And acknowledging it as an energy instead of this stratified, solidified piece of paper that has meaning and worth and so forth. What if it was something that came to you by you being joyful in your life, which is like, how much is that the opposite of everything this reality says?
Okay.
So yeah, once again, what you were saying earlier, that let go of your positives. What if you let go of your positives? If you were to let go of everything that's positive about money, what would happen then?
Wow, I like it.
So yeah. It's creating a lot of just like the orgasmic, playful energy of being for me too, because I get to change a lot of people, and that adds to my life enormously too.
Great stuff. Yeah, I love the way you talk about the fun and the joy and the playfulness that people can actually have with money. You know, so much of the time we've got the point of view that money's serious and business is serious and making money is serious, and you know, you can't have fun with it. But as you said, it's exactly the opposite of that.
Right. Yeah. Should we give our viewers a little tool to?
Oh yes, please do.
Okay. So let's see, what would be something that could easily be digestible by the largest audience of people who. Oh, I've got an idea. Okay, cool. So, and if I can ask you questions with this too, Nikki, it's like, has money been a pathway to joy in the past for you?
I get a no on that.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So most folks, I'll say, if they've been doing the 9 to 5, but not really looking for anything much better and are happy with their 40 hours, you know, you get enough money and then you do what you want with it. So money actually buys you these possibilities, whether it's joy or not. Obviously, as in your case, you know, you were doing your own joy. Kudos to you. And now this world's changing, and it's almost like it's starting to do a flip. So what if being joy was the invitation to money moving through your life? And here is your test to find out what happens for you if this applies to you. So we're going to say this 10 times, shall we? Shall we, darling? Okay.
Get together?
Okay, yes. And so it's joy is money, money is joy.
Joy is money, money is joy.
Money is joy. Joy is money, money is joy.
Joy is
money, money is joy. Joy is money, money is joy. Joy is money, money is joy. Okay, so if you, all you folks out there 50 years in the future, or whoever, or maybe you're watching this live, if something was really strange in your head while you said it, that's actually part of the tools we use. And what it is anything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge the connection between joy and money starting to show up in your head. In the States, we call it wonky. I think my friend in Saks calls it squiffy. Head got a little squiffy. But it's like all of a sudden you can't compute what's going on and you can't make any judgments. And what's happening, if you folks out there continue to say this, is it will start to break down and unravel all the little structures in your mind that are keeping you from acknowledging. If you just be happy, joy will show up. Not like Joy the girl, but if you just be happy and choose joy, money will show up. That's what I'm talking about.
Very cool. And thank you for that tool. I enjoyed that.
That was fun. Yeah. Yeah, life should be fun. What would it take?
Absolutely. So just to round up, would you like to tell people how what kind of things you have on offer and how people can get in touch with you? I'll put some links in the notes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you for that question. Yeah. What do I have to offer? So the majority of the stuff I'm doing right now is I try to do class environments because it can cover a lot more. There's a lot more that can happen for one person in a class than often a one-on-one. Not to discount one-on-ones are important sometimes also. So I do one-on-one sessions over the phone, so we can catch you globally, or if you want to catch it locally, I also am a body worker. We can get you on a table and see what's going on with your body and what we can change there. Sometimes working on your money stuff makes your all these problems in your body fall away. It's the funniest thing.
Cool.
Otherwise, do a lot of Zoom or what we'll call webinars, so online video conferencing on a number of subjects. Most of my stuff is really kind of circular around money in one way or another, like money and entities, money and demons, money and family, all these strange things we never think twice about. And the foundation, which is like where I got all of my tools. And if the foundation, which is a 4-day class with access, if that's something that makes, something in your head go ping, what did you say? Oh, I'm paying attention. Huh? What happened? Squirrel. If that happens, then definitely check that out. In one line, the foundation is a 4-day class that we're going to go in and deconstruct everything that's the foundation of your reality around X, Y, and Z, so you can choose this time what your foundation's going to be like. And it can be weird too. If you're one of those weird people, come to the classes. We love weird people.
Fantastic. And last month I did a foundation which was mind-blowing, and I love you've got all the tools and the verbal processes and also lots of body work there as well, so you can get stuff out physically as well as from the mind and the being as well. So yeah. Foundation.
The body work is, it's one of our fun, I think I came here to have a body, so I'd like to have my body worked on too, please. Yeah, how cool is that? Yeah. Some real big magic that happens inside the Access curriculum with body work, and the simplest and kindest and most present touch can make huge shifts in your world. You don't have to get married. You don't have to do any of that. You could, but you don't have to. It's about changing the cellular structures of your body. Magic.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
These are great questions. You're so enthusiastic.
Well, I'm delighted that you joined me here today, and thank you so much. And what else is possible?
Oh yeah, you asked me how to connect to me.
Please, yes.
You can connect to me by going to my website or my Facebook site. So the website's mattbochsler.com, mattbochsler.com, or Facebook, fb.com/matt.bochsler. Love to see you guys. Tons of free content. We're putting it out there all the time. We want to give you guys some stuff to take home right away so you can change your life. So
fantastic.
Even if it's just the tip, the iceberg's always down there waiting. But some people, if they see a little change, then it's like, how much does that relate for you?
Because you've got a load of free stuff on YouTube as well, haven't you? That's how I came up with you. Loads of free energy pulls and lots of fabulous stuff there.
Oh yeah, energy pulls are one of my faves. There's no better way to turn yourself on and not need anybody be there. I'm not talking like dirty. but get turned on. You
Yeah.
know, come back to that thing that lights you up and makes you come alive and feel like a kid again. Could be dirty, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, Matt. Well, thank you so much. And goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikki. Bye.
Bye.